this trucker convoy. What they did was what the fuck is a convoy?
It's like
it's like a gap. What is
no. A convoy is like when you have a series of cars like in a row.
Oh, is that what a convoy is?
Like a wedding convoy. I think. Let me Google this shit. Hi, and welcome to the SaVeg podcast.
I'm Rose, also known as Cheap Lazy Vegan on YouTube.
And I'm Daniel, one of your favorite guest stars on Cheap Lazy Vegan's YouTube channel.
We're two friends who love to talk about the latest trending topics.
So get comfortable and join us while we give our savage take on just about everything.
You are currently listening to the previous episode of this podcast, but if you would like to listen to this week's episode and get some exclusive content, go over to patreon.com/thesavagepodcast.
Hello, and everyone, and welcome back to this week's episode of the SaVeg podcast.
Hello, everybody. Mm-hmm. We're back.
We are back.
British Rose is back.
Oh God. Just kidding.
It's a bit rude. Daniel.
Just
Anyways,
a little bit.
I feel weird today.
Do you?
I don't know.
Like, do you feel like awkward or something?
I'm just in a mood, like a weird mood.
Maybe it's the long COVID.
It's a depression.
I've just like started blaming everything on long COVID now.
I told Daniel we can't blame long COVID for everything.
I know. I'm like, how long can we feel unmotivated and still blame it on long COVID? Because I'm going to go with the longest option.
Well, initially we blamed it on the holidays. Okay, so that was a good amount of time we blamed it on, and then we got COVID. So then we used COVID for a while. So now we have nothing. We're healthy. Holidays are long gone.
It's long COVID though, Rose.
Maybe it's just now we can. You know what? I found a new thing. Seasonal depression. We have seasonal depression.
But it's been nice out. So what's our excuse?
Well, today was kind of windy. Like today was a weird day. It was like windy but sunny. I don't know.
But I don't mind the weather when you can actually walk. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you can go outside. Like even like yesterday I was outside. Today I went for a walk, and yeah, it was like super windy today.
Sure.
But like I wasn't like freezing my cojones off, you know?
Maybe it's the fact that we live in the world full of shitty humans. As we're probably going to discuss today. I imagine. Oh God.
What is going on with the planet, guys? I think
wait, let's give our Patreon shout out. We do have a Patreon shout out.
We do, and we are giving a little shout out to Anna. Welcome to our Patreon community.
Welcome to the Patreon family. If you guys don't know, we do have a Patreon page.
Yeah, we do.
And y'all need to join. It is starting at only $3 a month, and you get bonus content. So every month we do an extra episode
just
for
our
you
guys.
Patrons. Okay, we get a little bit up close and personal over there.
Get a bit more raw.
Yeah,
as
and
Rose
then you get our episode, and you get our episodes a week earlier than everyone else, and they are ad free as well. So definitely join our Patreon. The link is below, and it's also patreon.com/thesavagepodcast.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that, Rose.
All right, Daniel, shall we get into story number 1? Oh, God, wait. Which one do we talk about first?
I think that let's just...
There's some shit going on.
There is just so much stuff going on. So stuff.
There's so much stuff.
I think we should talk about this first story. It's an update, guys. So we actually haven't released this episode to the public yet. So
are we nervous?
I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
People gonna hate us.
People gonna get crazy with us. But you know what the thing is? The thing that gets me. Okay, so guys, we're obviously talking about the Canada's trucker protest, the Freedom Rally, the
Freedom Convoy. Daniel,
yeah, sorry.
Let's get it right.
The Freedom Convoy.
I know. I really can't. Well, the drama.
Yeah,
the drama is the GoFundMe.
Well, there's two pieces of drama.
Oh, shit.
So I'm going to tell you my piece of drama first.
Okay, you tell me your piece.
God damn it. I mean, I don't think it's that revolutionary, but...
tell me.
So apparently...
Okay.
The mayor in Ottawa has declared the city in a state of emergency in response to more than a week of the truckers' protests against the COVID restrictions. Shit be going down in Ottawa.
I really feel bad for people in Ottawa right now.
I know. It's crazy. He's like...
Well, what is happening? What exactly is happening? What are they doing?
He said he added the protesters pose a threat to resident safety. There's also been reports of racial attacks.
Of course there has been.
The Freedom Convoy was sparked by the introduction last month of a new rule that the truckers had to be vaccinated. We already knew that. The protesters have gathered since then in central Ottawa near Parliament Hill, and their demands have grown to including ending all such mandates nationwide. But apparently there's just a lot of stuff. Residents aren't feeling safe, basically.
Right.
There's some aggressive
and they're
people
blocking roads and stuff.
Yeah, they're blocking roads. There's, obviously they mentioned about racial attacks. There's people that aren't just feeling very, very safe. There's a lot of like noise complaints, like horns going off. Like,
Are they just are they like sat there? What's happening? Where are they sleeping?
That's in their trucks.
Like, actually?
I don't know.
I don't know the details.
Guys, who's in Ottawa? Like, can you really let us know what's happening?
Yeah,
like,
if there's any listeners in Ottawa, please, if you are not on YouTube, go to our YouTube video and comment below because I need to know what is going on.
Like, have they pitched some tents near the Capitol?
It looks like they're just kind of standing there.
I know.
So it says the mayor did not give specific details about what measures he might impose, but police said on Sunday that they would step up enforcement, including possible arrests of those seeking to aid protesters by bringing them supplies like fuel, toilet paper, and food. Wait, so they can't get that themselves? I don't understand.
It's a whole big mess.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Like, I think maybe that they could get it themselves, but probably they're not working right now. And like, you know what I mean?
Why is it a state of emergency though? Like, listen, of course, I personally do not agree with this, what they're saying.
Well, here's why. There's a bunch of them. So complaints range from idling trucks that impede traffic and makeshift wooden structures in city parks to lost incomes and fears of harassment and even violence. Police said they're concerned about how the convoy has attracted far right and extremist elements, which we talked about in the last episode. And on Sunday, they confirmed that they are dealing with more than 60 criminal investigations with alleged offenses including mischief, thefts, hate crimes, and property damage.
Of course.
So like things are not common in that little area.
Right.
Like things are starting to get a little bit aggressive and not great. So I think that's why, the mayor's just like, oh my God, like what the fuck do we do? They're everywhere. They're blocking roads. Yeah. Like this is an emergency.
Yeah.
So, oh my God. So that's a little bit of drama. So that's an update as to what's going on in, Ottawa at the moment. Capital of city of Canada, guys.
Yeah, Ottawa is technically the capital of Canada.
Of all of Canada.
Even though it's not a pretty big city.
No, it's small. It's quite small.
It's pretty small. So Toronto is the biggest city.
Yeah.
But Ottawa is the capital. That's where the government buildings are and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Have you ever been?
Mm-mm.
You want to go now?
Should we fly?
Should we go there and join the protest?
You know what, guys? We could do like an episode of the podcast coming live from the scene of the crime.
Are we a news organization?
No, but how funny would that be? Like,
hi, guys. Right over there is the protest.
Setting up our podcast like in a hotel with like the window that backs the park.
Oh my God.
Hear those noises? That's
I can't.
The Freedom Convoy, as you will. So things are getting a little tense in Ottawa right now. Who knows what's going to happen the next like little while, but it's really frustrating. And I think one of the things that I get frustrated with this whole situation, I know that this whole vaccinated, non-vaccinated has created this huge divide, but I just don't really like this comparison of the government rolling out and offering us vaccines and saying that they're impinging on our freedoms, they're taking away our rights. I'm like, they're giving us access to medicine. Like they're literally doing stuff to help us live. Like,
yeah, but they're saying that they're being forced to take it.
Exactly. And I'm like,
but you're not, but there are consequences.
Exactly. But every action has a fucking consequence. But the thing that gets me is like, again, this comparison to like the Holocaust and all this crazy shit. And I'm like, the government is literally giving away free medicine. We are lucky to be in a country where we can get free vaccines.
And also, like, I know that it's been a tough time in the last 2 years for a lot of people losing their jobs and, it's been crazy, okay? But our government has, again, I'm not always like pro-government, but for one thing, they've given people like $2,000 a month to live for a very long time. I think even longer than a lot of other governments have. Yeah. And like, so we have it pretty good compared to a lot of other places.
It's like all these people forget like that what happened
in the Holocaust. Did they give you free money?
Exactly. Well, no, like this is the crazy thing. It's like our government, you're right, like they have been like offering support for individuals that have lost their jobs and done all this. Does this sound like a government that wants to take control and strip away all of our rights and freedoms?
Oh God, honestly,
they would not be giving us access to vaccines. They would not be giving you money if you lost your fucking job, you idiot.
Guarantee they took that money for sure, man.
Oh, they did.
Like half these people probably took that money.
That's what's so frustrating. And then they're like, "Oh, the government is all X, Y, Z," and it's like but also they're offering these support programs which you're also benefiting from. Like,
I know. I just feel like also it's been like maybe hijacked by a lot of people. Like, They're not like we discussed, like most truckers are vaccinated.
Exactly. I think like 90%.
It's more of like other people that have joined in. I think that's what made it bigger. And that leads me to the next part of the story, which is the GoFundMe portion.
This is a scandal.
But did you hear the GoFundMe? So basically what they did, I guess, is this trucker convoy. What they did was what the fuck is a convoy?
It's like
it's like a gap. What is
no. A convoy is like when you have a series of cars like in a row.
Oh, is that what a convoy is?
You know, like a wedding convoy. I think. Let me Google this shit.
English is my second language.
And it's mine as well. So
what's your first language, Daniel?
British English. Interesting. Here we go. I was right. A convoy is a group of vehicles, typically motor vehicles or ships, traveling together for mutual support and protection. Often a convoy is organized with armed defense support and can help maintain cohesion within a unit.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So
what happened?
Learn something new every day. So basically, they started raising funds on GoFundMe. GoFundMe is a website where you can do your own little fundraiser. It's like a crowdfunding website. Yeah. So if you have like, I don't know, somebody that's sick and you need like hospital money or whatever, you can ask people to donate money. So I guess the trucker convoy decided to start a GoFundMe. Yeah. And apparently, I don't know, I mean, my mom told me this. Apparently, most of the proceeds came from the US, which doesn't surprise me. So here's the thing. It's not even like a Canadian thing, right? It's like the US, obviously there's people that like support this.
Yeah, of course.
So I believe it 100%. Anyway, apparently organizers had raised more than $10 million through the online platform, okay? And the reason why this is a story is because GoFundMe ends payments to convoy protest, citing reports of violence and harassment.
This is exactly what, like we said in Ottawa, why they've declared it a state of emergency or state of emergency. State of emergency. Yeah. So GoFundMe will not disperse any more money from a fundraising campaign for the protest convoy, saying the money will be refunded. Meanwhile, Ottawa police are changing tactics ahead of what's expected to be another weekend of noisy protests. So yeah, basically they've stopped payments to the organizers of Freedom Convoy 2022 and refund donors directly because the protest violates its rules on violence and harassment. So I guess it says GoFundMe supports peaceful protests, and we believe that that was the intention of the Freedom Convoy when it was first created. We now have evidence from law enforcement that the previously peaceful demonstration has become an occupation with police reports of violence and other unlawful activity. So I guess wasn't there also some scandal? I don't know if it's in that article, but I heard also there was like because it was like open like globally and stuff, they're having some weird funds coming in, like they couldn't track them or something. Oh, maybe. Probably. So I think that was part of it, like 10 million seems like a lot of money. I know. I was like, holy shit. Like, who has this much money? Like, I'm sorry. Well, there are bigger things to fucking donate. I am sorry. Like, whether or not you agree with this thing, there are kids fucking starving. I know. Okay, there are other things to donate money to. It's just it is crazy how they managed to raise so much money. That's insanity. But if you think about it, like think about how big the States is. For example, 330 million or more people there. So if each person donated like $1, but it's like the fact that so many people, like this is why I'm losing faith in humanity, and I have a bit of depression because of this shit. Because of the GoFundMe, you wanted the $10 million. No, I did not. It's just the state of humanity. I know. Anyway, it really makes me question and wonder what is going to happen in the next kind of 20 years. And we're in for an interesting ride, guys. So, yeah, I guess they just decided to the campaign. I guess they're allowed to do that. I have no idea. Okay. Which is fair enough, though. If it's not behind the GoFundMe's like principles and stuff like that. And it's like, because it would be the same if like, you know, somehow they found out that this GoFundMe was for like getting military weapons for like a country or something. You know what I mean? Like, they would shut that shit down. So that shit is shut down. How long you think this gonna last, this protest? I don't know. I really honestly couldn't tell you. I mean, I don't imagine it lasting longer than another couple of days. No, really. These people are very like, they're stubborn. They're not gonna back down. This is true. But I'm like first of all, how long can you go not working and just being at this? Well, they get government checks, Daniel. Not all of them. Not all of them, but a lot of them do, probably. Yeah, damn. I don't know. How long is this are there still like COVID payments going out? I don't really know. I think at this point,
they went out for a long time.
they did. Yeah.
I remember it was almost a problem because people didn't want to work, because if they worked, they would actually make less money.
Yeah. You know what's crazy is like a lot of people though during this year for tax season, they're going to be in big trouble.
Oh, because they took the money.
Because they took the exactly. Like I remember I read this.
That would have been last year though, because the first year of the pandemic. Oh, I guess
no, because 2021, because you're doing your taxes for 2021.
Sure, but it started in 2020.
Yeah. So both years when you do taxes. But I remember reading this article. I think we mentioned this on the podcast and Facebook, where this woman was complaining that she got slapped with this huge tax bill. And it was like, in the article, she like talked about how like, you know, her job situation. And like, she qualified for a month, but then she continued to take it for 5 more months when she wasn't qualified. So she got hit with 10 grand to pay back. But like, why are you still collecting the money when now you're working?
And it says in like bold letters, like if you take this when you're not supposed to, you will have to pay it back.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I don't really feel bad for her, to be honest.
No, shame on you, you know?
Maybe she invested it, you think?
I can almost guarantee you someone that's taking that money that shouldn't be is not investing it. Oh my God,
I honestly just can't. Anyway, so that's happening in Canada right now, guys. The great white north.
The
friendly giant to the US is also going through this kind of bullshit.
Oh my God, I know. And this is what bugs me. We were talking about this before too. It's like, you know, I remember when I was traveling and stuff, like not in some ways it's good, some ways it's bad, but like people just generally didn't know that much about Canada. They were like, oh, you're next to the US, you're quiet, you're a peaceful nation. Like this is what everyone always thought. And they always are
love
like
Canadians.
Yeah, and they're always like, you guys are so friendly, blah, blah, blah. And like now what's making global news is our fucking trucker convoy. Like we're like the rednecks of the north, you know? Yeah.
Like how many people are actually, they do say that it is getting a lot of media coverage because, like, let's face it, nothing really happens in Canada. So I do feel like that's part of why it's getting so much media coverage. And it's obviously also happening in Ottawa where, you know, that's where the government is and stuff.
Exactly.
But they do say that the majority of Canadians are like, you know, for, you know, certain mandates and certain, you know, vaccine, you know, rules.
I do feel like sometimes too, it's like the loudest people get heard. So like
100%.
It could be a really small fringe group, but because they're so vocal, and I don't want to say fringe because like
say that, Daniel, they got really mad at Trudeau.
Because when Trudeau said that it was a fringe group, it turned out not to be because there's a fucking shitload of people on Facebook.
Well, it might still be fringe, you know. I mean, how many people that are there?
This is the thing. There's 37 million people in Canada, and I can.
How many people there?
And there's not that many people. Well, there's people there.
Do we know the numbers?
It doesn't say, Rose. No one's
counting.
No one's out there counting.
Why not? I'd be curious.
Should we, when we go?
Should we do a little head count?
Yeah, well, from our hotel room, we'll overlook the park that they're, you know, everyone's in, and we'll just count everyone, and we'll film the podcast from that. You know,
well, what would be considered fringe? Like how many people out of a population? I guess that just depends on how you look at fringe.
Exactly, depends on your definition of what.
But like, I think
means.
the reason why Trudeau said it is because Trudeau. Now I'm just always gonna say
his name
Trudeau.
is so much funner to say in an Australian accent.
Justin Trudeau.
Justin Trudeau.
So Trudeau. Why am I dying?
Oh my God.
Because he already knows these people hate him.
Yeah, they do.
Okay? People be hating Trudeau, okay?
Oh, yeah.
So they hate him already. So he's like, they're not gonna ever vote for me anyways. So he's like, fuck this shit. Yeah. I don't give a fuck.
Pretty much.
He's like, I'm gonna call them the fringe group. And then that pissed them off.
God damn, they'd be angry at you. Spilling your tea everywhere. You're getting too excited, Rose.
They'd be angry as all hell. They fucking hate Trudeau, man. Oh God. Okay, next. Wait, I do have something to say about the Holocaust though. First of all, we should just be banned from ever talking about Holocaust unless it's an actual historical lesson.
Yeah.
Okay? Because people just fucking keep making Holocaust comparisons.
And
just stop now.
I know. Do you remember those pro-life people that came to our university?
Okay, yeah, and even the vegans do it too. And like now at this point, it's like, okay, I do get it when vegans make it in a certain way, but not in like, I don't know. People just kind of like throw out the word Holocaust.
Yeah.
And it's just like, we should just not talk about it like that. Now,
careful with your tea, Rose.
I be getting all worked up talking about Trudeau.
You're very thrusty right now, Rose.
Thrusty?
That's why your tea's like going everywhere. You're just
that's a bit of a inappropriate word to use, wouldn't you say? Anyways, so yeah, the Holocaust thing is like there's always drama about this fucking, like people fucking making Holocaust comparisons.
I know.
And you know what? At this point, we should just agree to just not make Holocaust comparisons.
Yeah.
Anyways, so the drama is, oh my God, that also leads to, I think this was what the drama was about. So you know The View, the
Yes.
show.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
is this
we
about-
love The View?
Is this about
Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh god damn.
Our favorite little actress.
So to be honest, I've never actually watched. I think I've seen like one clip from The View, like on
Oh my
like
god, it
YouTube.
used to be like the thing is, it used to be better, in my opinion. Okay,
Yeah.
it used to be like my drama. Okay,
Yeah.
so when it was like literally probably 20 years ago, when there was like Rosie O'Donnell, and there was a lady named Elizabeth Hasselbeck. I don't know if I'm saying her name right. But like, you know how The View is structured, right? There's like maybe 4 or 5 ladies.
Yeah.
And then like there's
They'll talk about
usually
things.
they'll talk about like topics, kind of like what we do, okay?
Yeah.
But usually there'll be like one lady that's like super conservative and then one lady that's like super like liberal, okay?
Yeah.
So that's why it's kind of interesting
Okay,
because
yeah.
when Rosie O'Donnell was on the show, Rosie O'Donnell is this like, you know, like liberal left-wing lesbian lady, okay? And then there's like Elizabeth Hasselbeck, who's like very Christian and like conservative, very like pro, you know, like right-wing stuff.
Yeah.
And they would always like fight, and it was always like so much drama, and I loved it. Okay, this is like before like, you know, all the social media stuff, I feel like.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was very interesting. So the reason why we're talking about The View today is because I think they were discussing a story about how in schools right now, I don't know if it's like elementary, junior high, high school, I don't know which one it is, but I sent you that video. Basically in schools, of course you didn't watch it because any video I send you don't watch. In schools, oh, maybe I didn't send it. Somebody sent it.
You definitely did not send
No,
me
I
this
definitely
video.
sent this. Oh my God, I sent it. So I sent the video. I guarantee you I sent it to you, Daniel. How much you want to bet?
Okay, so tell us about the video, Rose, while
Okay,
I'm looking through my...
Well, I don't trust you to look through because you're gonna fake it. You're gonna fake it. God, I wish it was easier to... What am I saying?
Oh my God, you did send it to me.
Yeah, of course I did.
To Kill a Mockingbird, removed from schools.
Yes. See? I told you. Of course you didn't watch it.
No, because you know what? I got distracted with the next thing that you sent me because I was laughing so hard.
Oh my God, you guys! So
We need to play.
Did we talk about this? Okay, we need to play this because we talked about it. I think in either Patreon exclusive or one of our episodes. But basically, Daniel, like a few years ago, bought like whatever kind of speakers.
I ordered off Amazon.
Some sort
Bluetooth
of Amazon
speaker.
Bluetooth speakers,
Yeah.
okay? And he was telling me, I remember when you first bought it, you would explain it to me. You'd be like, "Oh my God, I bought these speakers from like China, and my speakers have a Chinese accent."
Yeah.
And I like I don't think I believed you. I was like, "Oh, it must be like a very mild one, whatever." And then you played it for me, and I was like, "Ooh."
It was so bad.
And then I saw this TikTok as I was scrolling.
Yeah.
And this guy has the literal same speakers.
It's the same one. So guys,
can we just get ready? In a world of terrible news, we need to play this.
okay, are you guys ready for this?
Something you bought from China without telling me it's from China. The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
My favorite part of that as well, because I used to
Connected success.
Yeah. How she's like, the Bluetooth device is connected successfully. Like,
Did she say anything else?
no.
Oh,
Oh, no,
what?
she did. She did. I can't remember what else she said, but it was so funny.
The speaker is not charged. Oh my God. Anyways, that killed
So
me.
that's why I didn't watch that one, because I
Okay,
got
I
distracted.
see, Daniel. Yeah,
okay?
so explain all the other times. Anyways, so there's a video on The View. Okay, there was a discussion on The View. And the discussion was basically, they were talking about, like Daniel read out, it was the discussion of some schools, I don't know if it's all schools, I don't know.
Yeah.
But they were planning on removing certain, you know, very famous books, novels, like To Kill a Mockingbird, which has that racial history, right? It talks about racism. I read it a long time ago. I don't remember it. But I remember it was some kind of educational book about like racism.
Yeah.
Okay. And they also talked about another book called Mouse. I've never read that one.
I never read Mouse
I've never
either.
even heard of it. But I think that one discusses the Holocaust or something. Okay. But apparently both of these books are supposed to be educational, right? They're not just like, they're not like racist or anything. They're actually supposed to be like educational so that you learn about racism. But then the drama is that schools are thinking about removing these or are removing these because they think it's like, I don't know, triggering. Oh God, I hate that word. But like, they think it's like, you know, kids will be upset.
Yeah.
First of all, let's talk about that portion.
God damn.
What do you think, Daniel?
I think honestly, because I remember To Kill a Mockingbird. And I know it was like a pretty intense story, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think it ever disturbed me. It's a learning opportunity. Do you know what I mean? And I think if we start like sheltering our kids from these things, it's like, when are they going to learn? Do you know what I mean? Because Kill a Mockingbird, is that like when they're in a mental institution or something?
I thought they were, oh my God, okay, you know what? Let me just get a little summary because I remember reading it and I don't remember. Don't they go to like, hold on. Oh, yeah, I knew it. Yeah, they were on trial. I knew someone was on trial. So To Kill a Mockingbird portrays scouts' growing awareness of the hypocrisy and prejudice present in the adult world. Atticus Finch, a white lawyer hired to defend Tom Robinson, a black man falsely accused of raping a white woman. So it's basically, it's like a...
What book am I thinking of?
I don't know what you're thinking about. I'm sure there's a book that you're talking about.
I'm sure there's another one.
To Kill a Mockingbird was, I remember it was about some kind of like law situation. That's all I really remember. And I remember it was about race.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I should reread it. Jesus Christ. But yeah, so I agree. Like, I feel like people know our opinion about like this type of thing. It's like, it's not some kind of, I would understand if it was like a not educational and it was just like kind of like a racist book. Because at first I was like, are they just trying... Because people were talking about, we need to remove certain books from the curriculum. And I thought, okay, they must be talking about something that has like, some kind of racist undertone.
Yeah.
But this is like literal opposite, right? Like we should be learning about this stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's disturbing, but like, shit, like, come on. It's a book. Learn how to read a fucking book.
But, and also, I'm so sorry, but like the world is a fucking disturbing place. You're not going to be able to shelter your kids your whole life.
Yeah.
You know
And like, if you don't learn about it, they might actually have more prejudice. So anyways, that's our opinion on that. Yeah. But basically the drama came because in this segment, as they were discussing this, Whoopi Goldberg is on The View and she said something about, they're talking about like, why these should still be in there, blah, blah, blah. And then Whoopi Goldberg said something kind of strange about how the Holocaust wasn't about race. So she said it wasn't about race. And that I can't remember exactly what her point was, but she was trying to get to a certain point. I don't think she was trying to undermine the Holocaust, but she came, like, I guess people kind of took it like in
like
that
an undermining
way. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think her point was, I could be wrong. I think her point was, I'm sure she's wrong. I don't necessarily agree with her point, but I think what she was trying to say is like, it was like, she said it was like, it was about hatred toward other people or something like that. Because I think she's saying that Jews aren't like a specific race, which I mean is kind of true. Like Jews aren't like a race, are they? Because you can be like a whatever type of Jew. But then I think a lot of people are saying that she is wrong technically because the Holocaust was about like the Aryan race or whatever. And like
the
blue
supreme
eyes.
race.
Yeah. So they were like obsessed with that. So it was about race,
Yeah.
but it was also like not necessarily. And I think at the time also people saw Jews as a race. Like they didn't. Yeah. And now we see it as something a bit different. We see Jewish people as being a little bit more diverse. But at the time it was different. Anyways, so she just kept, and this woman just like kept talking about it. Like, when somebody like doesn't know how to read the room, Yeah. She was just like, it wasn't about race, blah, blah, blah. Anyways. And then she got suspended from The View for 2 weeks.
Whoopi did. Oh my God.
So that's the drama. Okay, so I mean, that's drama on top of drama on top of drama. So then first they're talking about how they're going to remove To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah.
That's the drama. And then they were talking about that. And then Whoopi Goldberg said the thing about the Holocaust, which people were upset about. And then they got suspended. So there's like 3 layers to this.
Holy fuck.
Okay? I mean, I don't think she should have been suspended.
No, and I think the whole point of The View is to have that kind of controversial discussion. So if you're gonna suspend somebody, when that means you're not gonna get an honest and open take on The View anymore.
I feel like nowadays everyone. Okay, this might be someone gonna suspend me. Nowadays,
I'm gonna suspend you. I'll be the only one on this podcast for a little while, guys.
Every time we talk about something with. This is why we should just ban the discussion of Holocaust because I feel like it's just such a sensitive topic. Yeah. And we shouldn't be like talking about it, but like every time we talk about it.
But I think in some ways I think it's important to talk about.
Oh yeah, I agree. I completely agree. But people take it out of context, right?
Yeah.
And again, like with something like this, you should be able to say something like that. And then someone can correct you and be like, actually, that wasn't what it is. But it's like people like immediately think you're being anti-Semitic when you say something like that. Yeah. Right? It's like she wasn't saying anything like, oh, like it should have been done or anything like that, obviously. But she was maybe misinformed. She didn't understand it. I think that's more so what it was. And so I don't think she should have been suspended. But people
I don't think so
immediately
either.
think, okay, she was she was being anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
It's like when people always call out racism or for, there are certain things that are 100% anti-Semitic. There are certain things that are 100% racist.
Yeah.
But it's being over, it's us being oversensitive again.
I think so.
All right. So
We're
that
back
was
on
the
the
Whoopi
air.
drama.
Yeah. I still think like, honestly, like just because of what The View represents, and again, I don't really like watch The View or anything like that, but like, from what you've said and what I have seen from previous clips and stuff, it's like, it's supposed to be people having a discussion.
Yeah.
And like, if you're gonna, and I feel like, maybe they should have given Whoopi the chance to kind of like explain what she was trying to say. And
I think
like,
she even apologized after, because they probably told her to apologize.
yeah. So I think in that sense, like, was it really justified to say, hey, we're going to ban you for 2 weeks now? Like,
I know, it's stupid.
That means she's going to come into the View next time and be like, I don't want to fully voice my opinion because I could get banned again.
I know. And like they always like say controversial shit on the show. Like why specifically that comment? And again, it wasn't racist or anything. It's just she was probably misinformed.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know.
it's stupid in my
What are
opinion.
your guys' thoughts? Do you think that was justified? Do you think Whoopi should have been
I think again nowadays the whole point that was my whole point is that nowadays people are way too sensitive about topics like this.
Yeah.
That it's like we can't even have a discussion
about it?
right? And you can't even have like a slightly ignorant perspective, right? Like that's basically her flaw in this situation.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of stupid.
Oh, and I feel
But
bad
I mean,
for Whoopi. She's like, I love
damn,
that.
some people hate her,
Oh God, why? She's like,
I mean, she's kind of like old. She's been in Hollywood for a while. I feel like when you're old, you've been in Hollywood for a while. You get like I don't know. Maybe your opinions get a little bit. I mean, I don't hate her though. I think she's a nice little lady, and I'll always remember her from Ghost.
oh God,
She was fucking epic.
Oh my God,
Did we watch it in Cancun?
Molly, you in danger, girl. And it's so funny because like I've been watching
It's so good.
so good. Season 13 of RuPaul's Drag Race was finally on Netflix in Canada.
God damn.
So I was like watching a few episodes and they use it all the time. They're always like, Molly, you in danger,
really?
girl. Yeah, when they think somebody's like in a
Oh my
lip sync
God.
or something.
It's so good.
I know.
Oh my God. Guys, if you haven't seen Ghost, what are you doing? You need to go watch it. It is like such a good movie.
Oh God. And when she's like
Oh my God. What else do they say?
at the bank, when she's like signing, she's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, whoops, I signed the wrong name.
I've watched that movie actually so many times
Yeah.
that I'm pretty sure I remember the number of the account.
Damn,
Hold on, wait.
crazy as hell.
So wait. Oh God, I can't remember now.
Moving along.
Anyway, so Whoopi Goldberg is great.
Yeah.
In Ghost, not the Ghost.
in Ghost. Also Sister
Molly,
Act.
Molly, you in danger, girl.
Yeah, I just love it because she was like, you can't just tell her like that. You're
I'm gonna tell her my way.
my way. Molly, you in danger, girl. I was like, oh my God. And oh God, it's just all of her scenes in Ghost
Oh
are
my
like,
God, they're so good.
I think she like made the film.
$4 million.
Yeah, $4 million.
I know you don't think I'm giving this $4 million to a bunch of nuts.
Or,
oh God. Oh.
or when she's like, oh, how would you like it in 10s and 20s? She's like, maybe a cashier's check. Yeah, cashier's check. That'd be better. Yeah.
Can I have this pen?
Or when she dumps her purse out and it's like
Oh
all
my
that
God,
shit
it's
everywhere.
so
Oh,
good. Oh God. Anyways,
classic.
I need
Just
to rewatch
classic.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. So what story do you have, Daniel?
So the other story, which is, I don't know if it's like it's not a non-story. It's still a story, but like for the first time since its launch in, I think 2006 or 2005, around that time, for the first time ever, Facebook has had a decline in users, in new profiles.
God damn. And does it include though? Can we go to the article because
Yeah.
I need to know if it includes Instagram because Facebook bought Instagram. Remember? So and like I was just saying in this article, God, that picture of Mark Zuckerberg, I swear to God, he looks like a lizard.
It's a bad picture of
He
him.
is not a human.
Yeah. It says,
Do you think he's evil?
I don't know. Did you watch The Social Network?
I did.
Because it looks like in The Social Network, they like pegged him as someone that like screwed over his friends that invented it with him.
Did they say that was very true, like the movie?
I think it was based on his life. But anyway, I don't know the accuracy of it. But I do feel like Facebook has been entangled in a lot of different kind of scandals.
Yeah, he's a bit shady.
Yeah, you've had whistleblowers come forward. You've had all this stuff happen. And the stuff. And so it makes me wonder, like, again, it's funny because everyone's like, oh, the CEO or the founder, like they know what's going on, but really like they're not involved in like the day-to-day of the business as much.
Sure.
They're more like high level strategy and everything else. So how much does he actually know of what's actually going on at this point? I don't know.
Sure.
But also he probably should know what's happening to some
Sure.
degree. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I wish there was more like, and I'm sure there's quite a few of these like big companies and stuff that are successful without being fucking shady. You know what I mean? Like companies that like, actually do nice things. Like I would hope if I ever become a huge, like big company myself, I hope, guys, that I would remember.
Well, that's the whole point, right? You are not your company. And that's the entire premise of the corporation.
Yeah.
And I think that's what drives people in the corporation, it drives people to do shady things
and like
because
take extra
ultimately,
risks.
exactly, because ultimately they see you as a separate entity. The corporation is supposed to be like a separate entity.
A separate legal
Have you seen
entity,
that
yeah.
documentary? It was called The Corporation. I remember watching it when I was like in university, I think. I wish I might have to rewatch it. But basically, it kind of like, it's kind of interesting the way that they kind of made the documentary because they talk about how, the corporation is supposed to be a separate entity, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then it kind of goes through all the shady things like a corporation does. And then at the end, it kind of concludes that the corporation is basically, if the corporation was a human, it would be a psychopath.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
Yeah. Like it's, the thing is that documentary, I'm sure is like quite old at this point, but nothing's really changed.
Yeah. This is what pisses me off though. Cause like they talk about like senior execs again and why they get this ridiculous amount of compensation because they can potentially be held liable. You know what I mean? If the company goes under or something crazy happens, but it never happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always like, oh, it's the company. They're a separate legal entity. Like, I was mismanaging funds. Like you see it time and time again of companies that go under because of massive corruption of like senior execs. We've seen it with like so many big, huge companies that have just gone bankrupt. And like very few of them do you hear about them actually coming after the executives who, walk away with their millions and
some of them knew what they were doing.
Exactly.
Too.
Well, a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like that's what's the crazy part to me is I'm just like shocked that just anyway.
Anyway.
So
Facebook. So Meta, as Facebook is now called, apparently that's the.
Oh yeah, that's the brand.
Is that what has decreased? Because I did see somebody posting about this, and they said it was both Facebook and Instagram combined, like all the platforms combined. But I could be totally wrong.
Looks like on here it says Facebook's total numbers of users has declined, a first for the social media platform that has experienced never-ending growth since it debuted 17 years ago. It's been around.
Shut the front door.
Which means it did start in 2006. Because that was 17 years ago. Or was that 16 years? No, that's 16 years ago. 2006 is 16 years ago.
So
people born in 2004 can be at the bars now.
That is disgusting.
Oh my God, guys. Anyway.
Oh my God, that's
brutal.
depressing because I remember joining Facebook when I was 18.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Ew. Ew. Are we this old?
Fuck me. That's crazy. Okay.
Guys. I need to get Botox.
Let's
anyway,
finish this. You do not.
So let's talk about this.
So
okay.
Facebook lost about 500,000 global daily users in the fourth quarter of 2021 compared to the previous quarter. That might not seem like a major drop relative to its under 1.93 billion total daily active users.
Damn.
That is insane.
Daily active users. What does that mean?
That probably means
people that actually use Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Again, does that include Instagram? Anyway, I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, does this surprise me? No. It surprises me that it's been growing for the past few years.
Yeah.
It surprises me that it hasn't declined before. But like now, if I think about my friend group, people our age, we don't use Facebook, which is crazy. This is why we have to be careful with these platforms, right? Because they could disappear at any moment.
Of course.
YouTube could disappear. Like, I don't see it happening soon because YouTube is such a unique platform.
Yeah.
But again, I thought Facebook was a very unique platform. Mm-hmm. And everybody was on Facebook. I remember just 10 years ago, we were always like, oh, like, it's funny because I was rewatching some of my old London vlogs, which was like 7 years ago, okay? Yeah. And I remember in one of the vlogs, I said to, like, somebody was like, oh, I should just post this on your wall. When's the last time you said that statement?
Oh, God.
Post it on my wall.
Years.
Right?
years.
I was like, oh my God, that sounds so strange now. But back then we would use that term all the time.
But I also think part of the reason why I can see why this has happened with Facebook, and I potentially with other social media platforms, I don't know if they're going to necessarily go down the same route, but part of the reason why I feel like Facebook, especially with our generation, has kind of declined for me personally is it started to lose its pull, because back in the day, it was a really great space to like connect, and you could post holiday photos and whatever. And there wasn't that many ads. Like there was like nothing on there. It was just you and your friends and your pictures. That's pretty much it. And like, it was very like pretty much ad free for a long time.
It was. That's how they grew their audience.
Exactly. Though. And then as soon as ads started creeping in, I was fine for a while. And then it became excessive.
Yeah.
So it was like so much where I was going through my feed now. If I went through my feed right now, I'm telling you, like probably more than 50% of my feed is ads.
Yeah.
So like at that point, I'm like, okay, well actually I don't really feel like scrolling through this anymore because, you know, Rose's life update, I mean, I can just text her or something versus going through 20 ads before I get to something that's important to me.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I personally don't even remember when I kind of stopped. I think it was like a slow fade away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think I started using Instagram a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I remember there was a time when I was always on Facebook. I would like, you know, post all kinds of photos. I would like every time I went on a trip, I made sure to make a little Facebook album, which I miss all that. I do.
Yeah.
But then it just became, you're right. Like it became unusable for so many people.
Yeah. Well, and I think, I don't know. It was also kind of a slow fade for me as well. And I felt like it just became less and less useful.
I think what happened also, another thing that kind of started happening, and I think we all slowly realized it, was that before when we would be on the feed, you would just see all your friends' posts. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you start seeing like random things, not always ads, but kind of like
sponsored content.
Yeah, sponsored content or like a random, it was always like something random.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm not here to see random posts.
Exactly. Like you'd get a random post, and they started doing this on Instagram now too though.
I know.
Where it won't be I'll be going through Instagram and it won't even be an ad. It will be like somebody's Instagram picture that's been like somehow sponsored or whatever, and it will like pop up in my feed. I'm like, who the fuck is this person? Like I don't even know.
They pay money, so it's gonna pop up.
Exactly. And even with the Instagram stories, when those first came out, it was like awesome, whatever. And now when you do stories, it's like every second or third person there'll be an ad in between.
Right.
Which I get, like it's kind of like you're using their platform for free, so that's why they're starting to make their money, like get ads in and everything. Sure. But I think the more they push it, and they start to push the boundaries with the ads where they become almost too much.
Yeah.
So
that's the Facebook thing though. I feel like they make so much money from the ads.
Yeah.
People paying for Facebook advertising that they've lost, like they don't pay attention to what the user wants anymore.
No.
And I think that's what we're seeing now. Because at the end of the day, you have to have people wanting to go on the platform.
Exactly.
And if I, like as a YouTube person, if I started literally every single video was like sponsored content for like 3 minutes for every video, people are going to slowly get off my channel.
Yeah.
Right? So they need to pay attention. Like it's clear that they haven't paid attention to the end user. They only pay attention to Facebook marketing, Facebook ads, because they make so much money off of those ads, not realizing that they need the users for the ads.
But we have to remember, Rose, unfortunately, the reason why they're not paying attention to the end users is because we're not the clients.
I know we're the sale. We're the market. We're the product, but they need to pay attention to the product.
Yeah, that's true. They do, because
that's kind of fucked up to say, but anyway.
Yeah. But
we're the product.
We are the product, though.
Oh, we are the prize.
God damn, who wouldn't want some of these?
We the prize.
God damn. So like now I'm like, I still have Facebook.
That's the thing. There's nothing that actually replaces Facebook though. And that's what scares me. And because I've never, there's still to a point, right? Nothing that's equivalent to what Facebook does.
Yeah.
In terms of like, if we strip away all the ads, it's still like a great place to like have your like contacts from a long time ago.
This is it.
If I wanted to contact someone from like 10 years ago that I don't really remember,
you go to Facebook.
I would go to Facebook.
Yeah.
But that's why it's sad that it's become like this, because it was such a good platform for those connections.
Honestly, I remember it because like I joined Facebook when I was in university. Sure. That's when it really started taking off.
Yeah.
And I just remember it was such a good place because like you would connect with somebody from university, and then they would like post a party, invite you to.
Yes.
Remember?
Oh my God,
There used to be so many Facebook events.
events.
So many.
Before, I would every time I had anything.
Like a birthday party,
I
a
would
get
always
together.
make a Facebook event. And I think I stopped doing that maybe like, it's not even that long ago. I remember still making those Facebook events like maybe 5 years ago, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
But now like nobody makes Facebook. It's like always on like, WhatsApp or something.
Exactly.
Did they buy WhatsApp? I can't remember. Yeah.
I think they might have. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Because I remember they like Facebook bought WhatsApp, I think, and then like WhatsApp crashed like the next day, and I was like,
God.
"Oh great, Facebook, you ruined it."
I'm trying to see if there's like a.
I'm pretty sure they did. I'm surprised that's not ruined yet.
I know.
It's just
I'm like I'm like it's only a matter of time because like with WhatsApp, like
right,
it's free.
This is the thing. We have to realize that all of these platforms, nothing is pure. At some point, it's all gonna get fucking, bought and sold.
Nothing is free. That's like the moral of this. It's like, unfortunately, there's nothing free out there.
But then, at the same time, though, there are platforms. Like here's me defending YouTube again. But like YouTube, for example, yes, there's lots of ads. Okay, I will admit that part. I don't notice them anymore.
They've upped the ads.
Yeah,
lately.
I don't notice it anymore because I pay for YouTube Premium because I didn't want to see that.
Yeah. But at least you have that option. If Facebook,
I have
you
the
don't
option.
Have the option.
Exactly. But it's still, even if there are ads, I still feel like, people are still on the platform. They still use the platform. It's still very beneficial.
Yeah.
Facebook, for some reason, I don't know exactly what it is, but people just don't want to use it.
No. I guess it's like as more and more people like our age especially have stopped using it.
Yeah.
It became less of a place to like connect. I mean, a lot of my friends, a few of them still use like Facebook Messenger and stuff. So I still have that. So
oh my God, I hate Facebook Messenger. I deleted it. Anyways.
Did you?
I only use it. Oh, the one thing I use Facebook for now is Marketplace.
Yeah.
Buy and sell goods. If you want to get rid of something, guys,
Marketplace.
Post it on Marketplace. You will have 20 people messaging you that day.
Yeah, it's become like better than Kijiji.
It's way better than Kijiji.
Yeah.
If I post something on Kijiji versus Facebook Marketplace, like, or both, like, I'll always get so many more messages on Facebook Marketplace.
Interesting.
And if you ever want to just get rid of stuff, if you post something for free, people will take like fucking, a piece of trash for free. I swear to God.
That's insane.
I remember when I was moving, I was like, I just want to get rid of some stuff. Just post it on Facebook Marketplace. Like, somebody will want it. So anyway, so that's Facebook.
That'd be crazy as hell.
We'll see how long this lasts.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know the shelf life of Facebook. Like, I used to think it was invincible. Like, nobody could take away Facebook.
Yeah.
But if you look at, platforms, they come and go.
Yeah.
MySpace, there was that Korean one that I told you about. It was called
Nexopia.
Cyworld. There was Nexopia. Nexopia was very short-lived, hey?
Yeah, it was like a very Calgary one,
Yeah.
though, I think.
No, it was not Calgary.
Was it not just Calgary? Oh,
No,
okay.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it was just Canada, but it was definitely not just Calgary.
There's tons of apps, though, too, like Napster. Do you remember Napster?
Oh, God.
For
I don't
music?
think I ever used Napster.
I didn't really use it either, but
Yeah.
like I remember that was like really big for a little while.
Yeah. MySpace was huge. And then Facebook was like the big guy.
Yeah.
And now, it's just a bunch of right-wing conspiracy theorists.
Oh my God, I know. But I think that's part of it too, is like there was so much content like that. Eventually you're just like, you tune out. You either tune in or you tune out.
And now it's just old people using Facebook. Like our parents and our grandparents. Do your grandparents have Facebook?
Yes.
Do they use it religiously?
I wouldn't say they're on there that often, but like definitely.
I think that's probably when I kind of stopped using it, because when my parents started using, my dad's like, I got Facebook. He asked me on Facebook. I'm like, oh God, okay, time to move on.
You're like, yeah, no.
And now they're like, should we get Instagram? I'm like, no.
Do not get Instagram.
Do not get Instagram.
Oh gosh, they'd be shocked at seeing some of your photos, Rose.
Excuse me, are you slut shaming me?
No, I'm not, Rose.
Daniel, it's 2022. We don't slut shame anymore.
I'm just saying, Rose, in your little bikini,
Excuse me. Hey, it's classy.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway,
so
continuing.
we'll see what happens. Yeah, who knows if Facebook is going to continue to decline, or but this is another fundamental example, guys. Like, I keep talking about this, but like the economy and everything like stresses me out a little bit, because it like literally things cannot grow forever, right? That's like you're never going to continually grow until the end of time. Do you know what I mean? Like, there is a limit, right?
Yeah.
And I think Facebook maybe naturally met its like limit of users, and
Sure.
Who knows, right? Like, and it just like it feeds into that idea, like you just can't it can't grow forever. Like, what?
Sure.
Sure. Fucking crazy.
Agreed. God, the world is a dark place.
Yeah. So moving along, guys. This is our last story of the evening.
Excuse me, I got more stories.
What story you got?
Let me see my little notes. Okay, I've been taking notes nowadays.
First time for everything.
Excuse me. I have a small story, and I also have a question for the audience.
Okay.
Should I start with a small story?
Go for it, Rose.
So
knock your heart out.
This is a story from East Asia. Okay.
Okay.
My hometown.
Oh god damn.
So basically, okay, first of all, yes, Beijing Winter Olympics is happening right now. Who did not know this? Because I did not.
I did not know.
Well, all I remember is like I think a few weeks or months ago, people were protesting that they shouldn't have the Olympics in China due to like human rights violations, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I guess that didn't work.
No.
So people be having the Olympics.
Oh god damn.
And apparently the Beijing Winter Olympics are happening now. The drama is, okay, there's some drama because in the Beijing Winter Olympics, okay, Team China, okay, came out. No, let me just read the article.
I was like, read it to us,
I was
Rose.
trying to, paraphrase, okay? It says, South Korea politicians criticize China over traditional dress. Major South Korean presidential candidates have accused China of laying claim to their culture after a performer wore a traditional Korean dress during the opening of the Beijing Winter Olympics. So in Korea, we have a dress called hanbok, okay? Mm-hmm. Han is like, kind of like, I think it's like the word for like Korea kind of, because Hanguk is like Korea in Korean. Anyways, so hanbok is like Korean dress basically. Mm-hmm. Okay. And it's very traditional. We wear it for like a lot of occasions and we've been wearing it for a long time. Mm-hmm. And this lady that was Chinese came out with this like a dress that looks just like hanbok. Mm-hmm. And so now the drama is like, people are accusing them kind of like, I guess, cultural appropriation in a way. Yeah. In a different way, because usually in Asia we don't talk about like cultural appropriation, but we do, like, there are certain things where, because there's tensions, right? Like in Asia, all the Asian countries, just like anywhere else in the world, I feel like all the neighbors always like hate each other.
I think it's like not just in Asia though. It's
exactly.
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Everywhere in the world, like the neighbors don't like each other for some fucking weird reason. Like, why can't we all get along?
Look at the U.S. and Mexico, U.S. and
Canada.
To some degree,
we'd be the same as you.
I feel like we tolerate each other.
So I guess a woman in a white, light purple hanbok dress marched along other performers, apparently representing China's various ethnic groups as they carried the Chinese national flag during Friday's event. And the resentment expressed by South Korean politicians came amid public sensitivity about recent Chinese claims on the internet about the origins of major Korean cultural items, including kimchi, a national dish of fermented cabbage. So I think this was another drama.
They're trying to steal the Korean culture.
Here's the thing. The reason why Koreans are upset. Well, first of all, like, we've talked about cultural appropriation, and I feel like it's kind of bullshit on like some level. Yeah. Okay. But when it comes to something like the Olympics, I can kind of see it. It's like if a Canadian group, let's say, walked out wearing a kimono in the Olympics, like, I can see that as being a problem. Yeah. Now, do I see a problem with somebody wearing a kimono just in general for, I don't know, an event or something? Not necessarily. But when it's like the Olympics, you're kind of supposed to represent your country, right?
Yeah. Well, that's the whole point of the Olympics.
Exactly. So then that's where the drama is, right? It's like, again, like if a Chinese person wants to wear hanbok for whatever, I think that's usually fine. Like most people Koreans usually don't have a problem with that. Yeah. But
it's the fact of like what it represented at the Olympics.
Exactly.
Yeah. So and the fact that on top of that, they're talking about like other things that they're saying, they're questioning the origin of, like kimchi, saying, potentially that it could have been China.
Kimchi is always a little bit dramatic because I think during the Japanese occupation of Korea, Japan tried to claim that kimchi was theirs. So it's always like Korea's like this tiny little country, and then people are always trying to be like, "Hey, this is ours," kind of thing.
Well, you know what? You know what? Kimchi's so damn good. I can see why everyone's fighting over it. They're like, "No, I invented kimchi.
Oh my god,
I invented kimchi."
Listen, there's a lot of Chinese food that you could just say you invent. Why you got to take kimchi from us? Okay,
they're trying, Rose.
Why you got to take it? So apparently some South Koreans saw the reaction by their politicians as misguided. So I guess some Koreans were saying, okay, it's not a big deal. Yeah. Saying that it was clear that the woman was representing an estimated 2 million ethnic Koreans living in China. Okay. Is she? Like, is that what they're trying to do? Is China, like, I don't know. Is that really?
I don't know.
China isn't really known for
diversity.
Kind of. They are diverse. They are a big country.
Yeah, true.
But it's like, I don't know. it's not known for the Korean population.
No, and I just think you're right. Like it's a bit strange
Yeah.
because like again, like you're there representing your country.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this one.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. I mean, is it a huge deal? Not really. But of course,
No.
there's already tension with Asian countries. Not really that much with China and Korea, but I could totally be wrong.
Apparently now they are. They're getting into it.
I mean,
Rose.
all the Asian countries fucking hate each other, but it's usually like Japan and Korea that hate each other.
Do the Japanese and the Koreans, they got some tensions.
Oh God, yeah, they do not like each other,
Oh, God damn.
Mm-hmm. especially the older generation.
Yeah, the younger
There's
generation.
a lot of resentment. Well, I mean, there's always like country to country, like fighting amongst stuff like that.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
certain things that they claim as ours, blah blah blah. But yeah, that's an interesting piece of little news. I mean, I didn't even know the Olympics were on right now.
Me neither.
We're
Learn
living
something
in our-
new every day, guys.
We're living in our fucking. You know what? This is why I kind of want to talk about this story because I feel like we live in our little North American bubble sometimes.
We do, yeah.
I'm like, we should talk about some stories outside of North America.
I like it. And I like that you brought in some of your Korean heritage there,
Yeah,
Rose.
to complain about the fucking Chinese thing, the hanbok.
And also the kimchi.
Okay, how dare you know what? Hanbok, I will give you the hanbok, okay? You are not taking kimchi from us, okay? Are you kidding me?
God
Kimchi
damn,
has
Rose,
a long-standing history in Korea.
Rose is standing by her kimchi.
I'm standing by the fucking kimchi.
And if you've ever had Rose's kimchi, you'll see why it's delicious.
Does kimchi sound like a Chinese word? I don't think so.
Okay, well, did you have something else you were going to ask the audience?
Oh, okay, this is a random question.
Okay.
So random.
How random?
Like just out of nowhere. So basically, as I'm wasting my time on Instagram, as we all do,
Yeah.
I was watching. There's a girl I follow on TikTok and Instagram, and I watch her stories. And she posted this story. She's in. I think she's British originally, but she's in the States. She lives in the States. She's been there for a while. She posted.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm glad my story is interesting to you, Daniel. Really love it when you yawn as I'm speaking. Anyways, so she posted this story, and it was an Instagram story, you know. And it was basically something like, oh, I never ask my... No, this is what she did. She posted a picture of somebody in her house wearing shoes, okay, inside the house. And then somebody responded to that saying, oh, it's so great to see that you let people walk around your house with their shoes on. And then she posted that saying, yeah, I never ask anybody to take off their shoes when they come into my house because I can't remember the reasoning, but because I was shocked. Anyways, and then she posted a poll that was like, do you guys ask your guests to take off their shoes when they enter the house? And I'm just like, what the motherfucker? So then I press yes because I mean I don't ask people, but they will take off their shoes.
It's
okay,
an expectation.
it's an unspoken expectation.
Yeah.
And yeah, if some bitch tried to walk into my house with their shoes on, I would for sure tell her or ask her to
Like,
take off the shoes.
Excuse me, miss. Can you take your shoes off?
Oh, can you please get the fuck out?
Yeah.
Anyways, I clicked yes in this thing. Okay, it was like, do you ask your guests to take off their shoes? Majority said no. Somebody, am I living in a bubble?
No. Not at all.
But I also do have a question because you're white and I'm not. So in Asia, 100% no one wears their shoes in the house.
Yeah.
Okay. It is for sure like banned. But then when I moved here, when I was 8 years old, I have heard that, in the Western world, okay, North America, there are households where people wear shoes inside. And I'm pretty sure, sorry, I have one more thing. And I'm pretty sure I saw maybe like one or two houses that I've been to that the shoes were inside and I was shocked. But after that, never.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's I know like it's a bit of a cultural thing, but also like I've never worn my shoes in the house. Like my family, like we're white, we're British as hell.
But maybe that's a British thing too. I don't know. It'd be raining a lot over there.
That's true because I just think to myself, like the main reason, even if my parents hadn't installed that in me, I just feel like, you're walking around outside. Like I don't want to like just walk into somebody's house.
That's what I'm saying. But there are households. I guess there's lots of houses where it's like normal.
The only time where I think like maybe I've worn shoes into somebody's house is like if I've gone to a house party and everyone's wearing their shoes inside, then I'm just like, fuck this. I'm not taking
What kind of a house party have you been where people are wearing their shoes inside?
Oh, this was in university. You should have seen some of the house parties I went to, Rose. Okay?
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't want to know about the house parties you went to. Okay, but I need to know, you guys.
Nothing was sexual, Rose. Okay, calm down there.
Are you sure about
Although
that?
one time, guys, side note, one time I was at a house party in uni, and it was back in the day where I don't know, I had a disposable camera.
Yeah?
Because we were taking some pictures and whatever.
Oh my God, what kind of pictures?
Someone stole the
camera.
Yeah, and they didn't steal it. They like took it for the night, and I didn't realize. And then I had thought I had left it on this counter. It was there later, so I grabbed it, took it, went to go get it developed. at the London
Was
Drugs
there
by my
dick
house.
pics?
There was dick pics.
No.
There was someone's the JJ. There was boobs. Everything you can imagine.
And you picked that shit up. Somebody developed that.
Yep. I was like, oh my God, I'm so
Oh my
embarrassed.
God, that's so funny.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, oh, it's going to be some nice pictures of me and my friends at the party.
Oh my, that is
and I was like going through them.
hilarious.
And I was like, the
Oh my God. I wonder
God.
what the person that was developing these were thinking.
They're probably like, this guy's a pervert.
Oh God.
Anyway.
Yeah, so I need to know you guys, okay?
Mhm.
Tell me in the comments, okay? If you are watching on YouTube, please comment below. I am just like
Dying to know.
I'm just very curious. Tell me if you wear your shoes in the house or if where you live, it's like normal to wear shoes in the house. Where you live, tell me where you live, okay? Not exactly, but tell me like what city,
Yeah,
what state,
don't tell
maybe.
us your address,
I
but
think
like
maybe it's more common in the States because I also remember there's an episode of, I always remember these things because it like baffles my mind because I don't know people that wear shoes in the house. There's an episode of Sex and the City. Carrie goes to a party, okay? You know Carrie is obsessed with her goddamn shoes.
yes, she is.
She's like wearing these nice shoes, apparently Manolo Blahnik's me.
Yeah, you know,
Anyways.
only like $1,000 a pair.
I know,
and, you know,
only,
she's a writer, so
I
she
know.
definitely.
From her salary, she can
Yeah.
afford those shoes. So she walks into the party, and then they were like, "Oh, shoes, please take off your shoes." And like they all make this big deal out of it. She's like, "Oh my God, this outfit, it comes with the shoes." And then she's like, "Please take off your shoes." And I'm like, she's being reasonable. Take off your damn shoes.
And let me guess, it was a big thing for Carrie.
It was a big thing, but I mean, it was a big storyline because she took off the shoes and then they were gone. Somebody stole them or something. Okay, so that was the storyline. Okay, so the storyline I understand, but then I was like, what bitch is wearing shoes in the house? And you're walking around New York City? That's disgusting.
That is disgusting.
Okay, I don't know what kind of shit is in New York City, but I can guarantee you there's piss and poo everywhere.
Exactly. Like, I mean, this is the
what I don't
point.
understand.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't like shoes in the house. Ew.
I don't get it though. Like, who's wearing? Because I used to think it must be like a white people thing. But I've been to a lot of white people's houses. I mean, maybe not that many, but some white people's houses. Okay.
Not that many.
But I've definitely been to like, a fair amount in the last 20 something years I've lived here. And I've maybe walked into one or two households where shoes in the house.
There's always like a little thing where you put your shoes when you come in. Like, it's not like you don't just trod through the house in your fucking shoes.
Apparently there are people, Daniel. We are living in our own little bubble is what I'm saying.
Well,
okay?
it's a bubble that I like to live in.
And also, if you do wear the shoes in the house, tell me the reasoning, please. I really need to know. Okay, I need to do a research project on this.
Yeah.
This is a question that has been it's been on my mind.
Rose is writing a dissertation about shoes in the house.
I'm so curious.
Yeah.
I'm so curious as to what reason you would wear shoes in the house. Anyway.
And on that positive note.
No, we're talking about this.
Damn, we still got time.
Okay, we'll talk about it very briefly.
Okay, really quickly. So the last story, guys, that we want to talk about today is all about this crypto YouTuber. What's his name?
Yes, 100%.
So I guess his name is Paul Denino, also known as Ice Poseidon.
Okay.
Anyway, this YouTuber, who I guess is into like crypto and all this other stuff.
Of course he is.
Yep. This is another thing, guys. If something seems too good to be true,
it probably is.
it is. Not probably, it is.
It is.
If someone has a get rich quick scheme or like something like, some weird crypto shit, don't get me wrong, there's definitely some people that have made money from it and whatever else, but like 90% of the time it's a scam. Like, how many of those fucking fake profiles on my Tinder who are trying to get me to invest in crypto?
Okay, Daniel. People can unmatch you. Doesn't mean it's a fake profile.
You know what? I've also recently been unmatched. I swear to God, it's a fake profile.
Guys, Daniel keeps claiming. Okay, there are for sure fake profiles on Tinder. 100%. Okay, they're usually some like really good looking Asian guy that like looks like the photos.
Super ripped.
Yeah, and the photos are like looks like they're like from Google or something.
Yeah.
It's like very obvious. Okay, and they add you on like WhatsApp and shit.
Yeah.
Some guy tried to add me on WhatsApp. I mean, it's obviously some kind of bot.
Yeah.
Someone was like, "Oh, hey, do I know you from somewhere?" I'm like, who the fuck is this dude?
Yeah.
And anyways, so it's definitely a thing where they like match you and then they try to get you to do something. But then your reasoning is somebody matched you and you talk for a little bit and then they unmatched you.
Okay, guys. Anyway, we can go into this in another episode because there's definitely something going on. Yeah. But anyway, this gentleman, Paul Denino, I guess he asked his fans on YouTube to invest in a new cryptocurrency called CX Coin, which he claimed would be like some kind of long-term project. And then I guess after the crypto went up in value just 2 weeks later, Danilo allegedly sold all of his holdings for a profit, causing the remaining crypto coins held by fans to drop in value.
So that's what's called a pump and dump scheme.
Exactly. So like this is actually like a very like I think he's going to get in really big trouble for this.
Oh yeah, this must be illegal.
Oh, 100% it is, because basically what he's doing is he's like, "Hey guys, buy a bunch of this."
Are you even allowed to do that?
I feel like you're not supposed to, because like for example, if I had a huge following, right?
Exactly.
And I said to them, "Hey guys, buy this. We're all going to get rich." And then naturally, and let's say I had already had a ton of holdings in this company, right? If all of a sudden, like thousands and thousands of people are hitting the market buying this particular stock, it's going to go through the roof. Like the price will go up, because it's like, oh my God, all these people are buying, demand's really high, whatever else. And then meanwhile, if I get into the market, I'm like, shit, yeah, my shares have doubled in value. I'm going to get out now, sell everything and tank it.
Yep. Sell everything and then make like double the profit or whatever it is.
And then tank it, and then everyone else loses. So like it's just like, it's so bad. And I feel like there should be, and I think probably maybe YouTube is trying to do something a little bit like to.
That's really messed up.
Yeah.
So he scammed fans out of $700,000 US. Mm-hmm. So yeah, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Because that's for sure some kind of fraud situation.
Yeah, no, I think he's getting investigated for fraud. But I just think it's so bad, because like he's built this following up on YouTube, people that trust him.
I know.
You know, and now he's like getting people to invest in these shady schemes.
That's why I don't trust anybody that's like, oh my God, this little stock, this like crypto thing, it's going to go up in value.
Exactly.
First of all, what do they know?
Yeah.
Okay. Second of all, if they're invested in it, that's a fucking conflict of interest if I ever heard one.
100% it is. That's why they say, like, for any advertisements and stuff, generally, like, if a company's saying, oh, you should buy this stock, like an investment firm or whatever else, they have to disclose whether they have holdings. So they'll have to be like, hey, like, I actually subscribe to like an investments, like, weekly newsletter or whatever.
Damn. You'd be an investor.
Not really. But anyway, they'll like give like kind of stock recommendations based on their research and stuff, but they always disclose at the bottom whether or not they have holdings. So they'll be like, oh yes, I have an interest in this stock. I have holdings in this, because they have to. Like, it's a legal obligation that, you know, they have to share their position in this, right? So, and I feel like, did he do that? I'm not sure. And also, like, this kind of pump and dump
The thing is, though, even if he did do that, the problem is a lot of people, especially people joining fucking crypto nowadays, they're not that. We think that people that invest money are aware of what they're doing. A lot of times people just kind of are like, oh, cool, I can make lots of money. Yeah. So it's not even if they knew that he was invested in it, they probably are not connecting the dots thinking, oh, it's this guy that obviously cares about his followers. Like, oh, he must be, you know, wanting all of us to get rich together.
Exactly.
So like, even if they knew that he was holding it, I don't even know if that would have made a difference.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Maybe a really tiny bit of a difference.
Yeah.
But it's like, most people don't know how investments really work. They don't really understand that, like, you know, pump and dump is like a thing. You know, I didn't know that this was a thing until I read about it, like somebody else doing it. Yeah. So it's one of those things where people can fall for it. This is fucking crazy.
It's crazy. So apparently he was also confronted about the scam.
Yeah.
And he stated, I guess, Danilo was like, sometimes you have to look out for yourself. And part of the responsibility is on the fans as well for putting too much emotion into it.
Shut up.
Yeah. So I guess this, I've never heard of CoffeeZilla. Have you?
No. Is that a YouTuber?
Yeah. A YouTuber who investigates fraudsters. I guess they had interviewed him.
Oh, that guy looks shady if I ever saw a shady man.
And then at one point in the interview, CoffeeZilla stated that Danilo could return the money if he wished, to which Danilo replied, if you want the answer, yeah, I could give the money back. It is within my power, but I'm going to look out for myself and not do that.
So, okay. So he was invested in this crypto, got all his fans to buy the crypto. Yep. And then he sold it and he made a huge profit. Yep. And now he's saying he's not going to give the money back. How is this not, is he going to go to jail?
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but I think that there's probably going to be a further investigation on this.
Yeah, because if he's out there talking to some dude.
I know.
Because like, I thought he probably just ran off with the money or something. What the fuck, people? Guys, Do not watch all these crypto fucking channels.
And also just be like really careful. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
Like,
It's kind of scary. What is this crypto?
I know. If I still don't understand crypto, like
if somebody tries to explain crypto to me, I'm just like, you know what? It makes me want to actually sell everything, go live in a forest. I was talking about this to my parents today. We're like, oh God, there's just so much to do in life. Okay. As an adult living in the modern society, we have to do our taxes.
Yep.
If you have a business, you have to do business taxes.
That's all coming up soon, Rose.
You have to pay all your bills on time. You have to make sure your phone bill is whatever. You have to renew things. You have to cancel subscriptions. You have to unsubscribe from things. You have to do all kinds of fucking shit. It's just tiring. You have to worry about fucking crypto, investments going up and down. I understand why people give up everything and go live in the middle of nowhere because it'd be so much easier.
Oh God. And you know, the thing is, especially like with investments, and I know like some of the investment vehicles and stuff are really, really complicated. Some of them I have no idea, but like I understand like what a stock is,
sure,
what's shorting a stock, or you know what I mean? Like
sure,
it makes sense conceptually to me. Crypto, I've watched videos on it. I just cannot wrap my head around it.
And you smart man.
I'd like to think I'm smart sometimes.
You is intelligent
guys. Sometimes, but apparently I'm not smart enough to figure out crypto because it seems fucking weird as fuck, and I can't understand it.
I know, I don't get it. It's like NFTs. I don't get it.
Oh my God.
Some
things I just won't understand. But I think the moral of this story is honestly be really careful with your money, and I think like honestly, like not giving investment advice or anything like that, but like, you know, be careful with what you're doing. Like, you know, I think if something sounds, again, too good to be true, it probably is. If someone is like really pushing you to invest in something, it's
follow the money.
Yeah. It's probably not a good idea. You know what I mean?
Just ask yourself, are they going to benefit from me investing?
Exactly.
Are they going to benefit because I am purchasing?
This is it. I think, you know what, honestly, if you are looking to invest, maybe speak to your local like bank or whatever.
Well, that's the thing as well, right? When you're buying, let's say you're buying, everything has a salesperson. Blah, 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 okay.
Yeah, of course.
So if I go buy a jacket, there's going to be maybe someone trying to sell me that jacket. But then I can try it on. I can see if it looks good.
Exactly.
I can check it for myself. Crypto, if you don't know anything about it, don't fucking listen to some dude telling you to buy it.
Oh my God, I know.
Because how are you gonna test it? How are you gonna know? How are you gonna know? I don't know.
But some people made a lot of money from crypto. But again,
that's why I don't trust people.
I know it's a weird.
This world is not pure, people.
And on that positive note, guys, about the world not being a pure place and to watch the fuck out and
let's
just
go live in a forest. Let's start a commune.
Not sure I could live with you on a commune, Rose, but anyway, on that positive note,
I'm the only friend you have nowadays.
Oh,
you be my only friend.
God dang, that's a scary thought. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning into this week's episode.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Rose. Do you want to?
I hope you enjoyed my Australian accent. Oh my God, I can't do it. Oh my God, I'm so sorry to my Australian listeners.
It's fine, Rose.
Do we have Australia? Do we have some Aussie listeners? Oh my God,
do.
it's so bad.
We have a lot of listeners in a lot of different countries.
Do we?
Yeah.
What's the most interesting country you think we have a listener in?
We have I don't know what the most interesting, but we have a lot of different.
God damn, we got a diverse group of people.
We got some people from your home country, Rose.
South Korea
tuning in. Yeah,
really?
We sure do.
God damn! Hello, my South Koreans. 안녕하세요.
But yeah, so I don't know where I was going. Actually, you know what we could do?
Oh God, what can we do?
Just really quick.
What we want to do? Oh, we're gonna check. Daniel's checking who are our top 10 listening countries, which is very cool. We love seeing this. All right, let's see. Okay, so we got popping in at number 1, the United States of America. Popping in at number 2.
Australia.
Popping in at number 3, the Great White North, Canada.
Then we have Austria.
Then we have the Netherlands.
Poland.
The UK.
The Republic of Korea.
Oh, God damn. And then we have Deutschland, Germany.
And Japan.
God.
That is so cool.
So we got many continents here.
We do.
Okay.
We're all
we don't
over.
got no listeners in Africa, though. Or South America. Oh, so after that, guys, whoa, that's really random. After Japan is Kenya.
That's so funny. You're like, we have no listeners in Africa. It's
well, not in the top 10, but apparently top 11 is Kenya, which is totally cool.
South Africa is another African.
Very
place.
cool. And then we got Sweden.
Love me a Swede.
I know you love the Swedes.
Oh, because they're very
gorgeous people.
Yeah,
you mean the what are they called? The Aryan race.
Oh, God.
Aren't they part of the Aryan race? Anyway.
We got some people
Iran,
from Guatemala.
We got Guatemala. We got Finland. We got Portugal. We got
New
Belgium.
Zealand.
We got New Zealand. We got Egypt. We got Norway. We got Mexico. We got Czech Republic. God damn.
Anyway, guys, thank you to all our international listeners. That's
amazing.
super cool.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Tell your family.
Tell your friends if they want to learn English. Listen to us, because we could do accents in very many.
Oh God! But I think the thing is, if they're learning English, it would be really hard because we both speak very fast.
Do you think so? Okay, here's the thing, though. I mean, right now, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, but I have heard many times people tell me that I have an accent that is very easy to understand. Guys,
who you been talking to?
People that don't speak English.
No, you're right. Actually, I also heard this backpacking.
Yeah.
They said the Canadian accent is like one of the easier ones to learn or to understand.
I was talking about me specifically.
No,
I'm very good at enunciating. A lot of people say. God, I'm being serious. I'm a very eloquent speaker. Thank you very much. Only when I'm not trying to speak in an Australian accent.
Yeah, then you're not.
Yeah, if I'm trying to speak in an Australian accent, then the eloquence goes out the window. Eloquence? Is that even a term? Anyway.
But yeah, so that's really cool, guys. Thank you to all of our international and our local listeners as well. If you're not already, hit that follow button on whatever podcast platform you be watching the podcast on.
Or listening to the podcast
Yeah,
on.
that's what I meant. Sorry, listening. Because then you get updated as soon as there's a new episode. Check us out on YouTube at The SaVeg Podcast. If you want to see our YouTube videos, give us a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe.
Give us a rating, guys. I feel like lately, because we've been talking so much about the controversial, topics. I mean, we've been talking about it for a while, but still.
Our rating's going down.
I mean, I don't know. I think I'm just focusing on the negative, comments and stuff.
You have to try not to.
Yeah. But then I think my opinion gets skewed. I'm like, oh my God, everybody hates me.
No, I think honestly, if I look, majority of the comments are like actually nice.
Okay, that's good.
So.
I'm scared. So if you do enjoy it, please let us know, because I feel like people hate me.
They do not hate you, Rose. Anyway, thank you so much for listening, guys. And have yourself an amazing week. And we will see you right back here on another episode of the SaVeg Podcast next week.
Yeah. See you next week. Bye,
guys.